Beside the Sea of Galilee, the Christine Master Jesus walked, and multitudes of people followed him. The fishing boats had just come in, and Peter and his brother waited in their boats. Their helpers were ashore repairing broken nets. And Jesus went into a boat, and Peter pushed it out a little ways from shore, and Jesus, standing in the boat, spoke to the multitude. He said, Isaiah, prophet of the Lord of hosts, looked forward, and he saw this day. He saw the people standing by the sea, and he exclaimed, the land of Zebulun and Naphtali, land beyond the Jordan and toward the sea, the Gentile Galilee. The people were in darkness, knowing not the way, but, lo, look, they saw the day star rise, a light streamed forth, they saw the way of life, they walked therein. And you are blessed beyond all people of the earth today, because you first may see the light, and may become the children of the light. Then Jesus said to Peter, bring your nets aboard, and put out in the deep. And Peter did as Jesus bade him do, but in a faithless way he said, this is a useless trip, there are no fish upon the shore of Galilee today. With Andrew, I have toiled all night, and taken nothing. But Jesus saw beneath the surface of the sea, he saw a multitude of fish. He said to Peter, cast out your net upon the right side of the boat. And Peter did as Jesus said, and, lo, look, the net was filled, it scarce was strong enough to hold the multitude of fish. And Peter called to John and James, who were nearby, for help, and when the net was hauled to boat, both boats were well near, filled with fish. When Peter saw the heavy catch, he was ashamed of what he said, ashamed because he had no faith, and he fell down at Jesus' feet, and said, Lord, I believe. And Jesus said, behold the catch, from henceforth you shall fish no more for fish. You shall cast forth the Christine net into the sea of human life, upon the right side of the boat, you shall ensnare the multitudes to holiness and blessedness and peace. Now, when they reached the shore, the Christine Master, Jesus, called to Peter, Andrew, James, and John, and said, you fishermen of Galilee, the masters have a mighty work for us to do. I go, and you may follow me. And they left all and followed him. And Jesus walked along the shore, and seeing Philip and Nathanael walking on the beach, he said to them, you teachers of Bethsaida, who long have taught the people Greek philosophy, the masters have a higher work for you and me to do. I go, and you may follow me. And then they followed him. A little farther on there stood a Roman tribute house, and Jesus saw the officer in charge. His name was Matthew, who once abode in Jericho. The youth who once ran on before the Lord into Jerusalem and said, behold, the Christine has come. And Matthew was a man of wealth, and learned in wisdom of the Jews, the Syrians, and the Greeks. And Jesus said to him, hail, Matthew, trusted servant of the Caesars, hail. The masters call us to the tribute house of souls. I go, and you may follow me. And Matthew followed him. Iscariot and his son, whose name was Judas, were employed by Matthew and were at the tribute house. And Jesus said to Judas, stay your work, the masters call us to a duty in the savings bank of souls. I go, and you may follow me. And Judas followed him. And Jesus met a lawyer who had heard about the Christine Master and had come from Antioch to study in the school of Christ. This man was Thomas, man of doubt, and yet a Greek philosopher of culture and of power. But Jesus saw in him the lines of faith, and said to him, the masters have a need of men who can interpret law. I go, and you may follow me. And Thomas followed him. And when the evening came and Jesus was at home, behold, there came his kindred, James and Jude, the sons of Alphaeus and Miriam. And these were men of faith, and they were carpenters of Nazareth. And Jesus said to them, behold, for you have toiled with me, and with my father Joseph, building houses for the homes of men. The masters call us now to aid in building homes for souls, homes built without the sound of hammer, axe, or saw. I go, and you may follow me. And James and Jude exclaimed, Lord, we will follow you. And on the morrow Jesus sent a message unto Simon, leader of the Zealots, a strict exponent, supporter, of the Jewish law. And in the message Jesus said, the Master's call for men to demonstrate the faith of Abraham, I go, and you may follow me. And Simon followed him.